Hello, and welcome back to our Sudoku Topology series with puzzle G4. Let's see, we've got more arrows and a bizarro shape this time. I don't think I've played with this shape before. I think the symbol for it was an infinity symbol, so that's not at all ominous. Our arrows are back, and we have the digits 1 through 9, and infinity boxes, it looks like. So we have the layer cake boxes, and then we have these boxes that wrap around like that. So basically following a line from the top to the bottom. So this is a lot like that. And notably, even though they're colored, the vertical lines are not boxes. So I guess maybe the easy way to show you is to actually, when I'm talking about the boxes, there's the layer cake boxes. Here's the swirly gig boxes, and the swirly gig boxes go in both directions and have some cells that overlap and some cells that do not overlap. Okay, so first things first. Well, I don't know. Do I know that all these digits are different? I was about to use the non-existent regions, which are the vertical regions, which are not actually regions, to say that these numbers have to be at least 10, but I don't think that's true. I'm trying to decide if I actually secretly know that these are different for some reason, but I don't think so. Like, I know that these two are different, and I know that these two are different. But I think that one could even be the same as that one, I think, with how these things work. So, like, this could be a 2, I think, funnily enough. So, yeah, we've got these stupid... It's going to be like every arrow is a 2 or something. These horrendous vertical arrows that have nothing to do with how the puzzle actually works. So every arrow circle is at least 2. I can fill that in. Every digit along an arrow is at least 4. I can fill that in. We'll do those basic things and then look at it. My goal, or my original idea was, I'm probably going to have to add some arrows together. Sorry, those are the circles. These are from 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in this particular layer of the layer cake, I have at least 3 cells on arrows. So these 3 numbers are all different. So I'm going to hide the boxes and just note that these 3 cells, make them yellow. These 3 are all different, which means they sum to at least 6. Yeah, I guess, and then we add on. Okay, so those sum to at least 6. Got it. Oh, almost. So these 3, you then add on these cells too, in order to get those arrows. And now those, I think, don't lie on any particularly nice things with my regions. Let me of try and wrap it. Yeah, these all wind up in different places. But the actual sort of like minimum sum here is these sum to a minimum of 6. These two are in the same layer, so they sum to a minimum of 3, plus this could be a 1. So the minimum sum of the circles of those arrows is 10, but that's not actually that impressive as sums of these sorts of things go. It's like even 2, 3, 5 sums to 10, for example. Okay, let's see. I don't even think that this actually puts any pressure on, like, this stray digit or something. Yeah, it does not quite. Now, certainly within the yellow layer of the layer cake, we certainly know that one of these cells must be 5. I don't even know that that is going to do anything right away, though. I think I probably have to not do my own coloring so that I can actually have the coloring of the weirdo regions enabled. Okay, and I am definitely intrigued that, for example, the red and green regions intersect in 2 places. And they both involve a lot of arrow cells. Well, sorry, green at least does. Green involves a lot of cells that have arrow shenanigans going on in some way or another. The 5 in green actually can only go 2 places. It can either go in the circle or over there. Let's see, is there any other regions that have a lot of arrow stuff going on? Red has 3, I guess. So I guess red also has 2 places that the 5 could potentially go. Oh my god, we have a Zackwing on 5s, don't we? Because, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Actually, I think this is just an X-Wing. I don't even think this is a Zackwing. The 5 in green can only go in one of these 2 spots, which notice are in the top layer and the second to bottom layer. The 5 in red can only go in 2 spots, which notice are in the top layer and the second to bottom layer. And so that means that the 5s in the top layer and the second to bottom layer are definitely in these cells in some combination. Because I can only have 1 5 in the top layer and only 1 5 in the second to bottom layer. And none of these cells, note, are in the overlap. So that means this cell can't actually be 5, and neither, for that matter, can this one or this one or this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and excessively pencil mark that they're from 1, 2, 3, 4. But if that is the case, that means that these cells can't be 4. Okay, keeping in mind that these 2 cells still can be the same. So this arrow could still sum to 2, even though that goes against every sort of fiber of my being. Like, I would really like to be able to say, yes, so this is the 5 for the column. But if that is a legitimate deduction, we certainly have not proven it yet. Okay, so I can see this can't be a 1. I'm trying to think about it elegantly. If this is a 1, it forces these to be double 2, which forces these to be... which forces these cells to be not 1 or 2, which is a problem because now the arrow sums to too much. Likewise, I can prove this arrow can't really be 2, because if this was 2, that would be 1 and 1, which would make this at least 3 and 2, which would be too big. So I at least know that arrow isn't that, and it's the tiniest of tiny deductions, though. This pink cell kind of wants to be 5 because there's only the 2 cells that can be 5. Oh, wait. I have an X-wing on 5s again, don't I? And I just didn't notice. There's only the 2 cells that can be 5 in pink, and there's only the 2 cells that can be 5 in orange, and those are in the bottom layer and the middle layer. So nothing in the bottom or middle layer can be 5, other than those cells. So in particular, that rules 5 out of this cell, which rules 4 out of those. And I guess we'd already ruled 5 out of the others, huh? But that at least restricts that cell further. So we know roughly where 4 5s are, and we know the puzzle has 5 5s. Can we find the last 5 to figure out where the other 5 has to go? So we don't know where the yellow 5 is. Oh, actually, I think we do know where the yellow 5 is now, because I know it doesn't go down there. So I think I actually know that this cell is the yellow 5. And I think if I know that, I think I now know where the blue 5 is. Namely, I think this is the blue 5. I think maybe I was supposed to think more carefully about these cells that are 2 things, like maybe just sort of topologically rather than thinking about them in any other way. Okay, so the pink 5 is not here. So the pink 5 is here, which means the orange 5 is not here, which means the orange 5... Oh, we already have the orange 5, right? Do I still have the red-green X-Wing unresolved? I think I do somehow. Okay, well, that was momentarily exciting, we'll say. I don't know if I can rule out these being double 2. I might be able to. Are there any of these where 4 is now restricted? I don't think so, unfortunately. I really want the green 5 to be up here. So that it's in the arrows, so that I can use some sort of like math to argue about what those are. But I don't think that I can, at least not at the moment. I really want this to also be 5, but I can't even figure out what that would do. I do know that this pink is small. I guess I know the 4 in this row is in one of 2 places. It's either there or there, which I don't think does me any sort of immediate good. I guess it's in, like, something to do with... okay, that does do something. It's not literally nothing. So one of these 2 cells is 4, which means that the 4 in this row is yellow or pink, which means neither of these cells are 4. And if that's not 4, it at least means that's not 1. I have a feeling I am probably not doing this puzzle the way that it was desired that it be done by the creator, because this has been a shit show. Let's see. So... is there anywhere I can repeat that argument? Like, anywhere at all? Okay, no, one of those 2 is a 4. So the 4 is yellow. The 4 in this row is yellow or pink. Okay. Is there anywhere where I'm starting to know something about the 1? I don't think so, unfortunately. No. Let's see, watch as Zeta slowly loses his grip on reality. Yeah, like so many of these, like, oh, I wish I knew that these weren't the same, but they could just be the same. As far as I can tell. Why did I conclude this couldn't be 1? Was that the last thing I did? No, I had already separately concluded that this couldn't be 1. Oh, right. If this was 1, it broke through some weird chain. Is that right? I don't remember. Right. If this is 1, it makes this 2, 2. And now 3, 1, 4? That still looks okay. I swear there was something somewhat like that. That was maybe the point. Oh, I have a 1, 2, 3 triple in pink now. If I believe myself. It at least wasn't the last thing I did, so I don't think I screwed it up by assuming that this arrow summed to 5 when I didn't actually know that. So, namely, that has to be the 4 in pink, is what I concluded. was trying to decide, there's some way I was supposed to ask, where does this digit go in the middle layer of the cake, and see something like this? I don't know. If there was, I didn't see it. But anyway, that's a 4, I think. Unless I screwed this up horribly. So now that layer of the cake means that's a 3. So those are a 1, 2, regardless of whether they repeat or not. And this is a 1, 2. Okay, so this sees the 1, 2 pair. So it's not a 2, at least. Let's see, this cell is yellow and this cell's yellow, so they're not 3. It doesn't tell me anything about this, but it does tell me at least that this isn't 2. Okay, now I have a 3, 4 pair in red, green, and a 1, 2 pair in pink, yellow, which I think makes this a 3 and a 1, making that a 4. And the 3, 4 pair in red, green certainly makes this, well, this digit's bigger than that one, so, and it's not a 3 or a 4, so it's got to be a 5. Over there, which means that's not a 5, which means that is a 5. Like that. That means that is the red 2. So that's a 1 and a 4, making that a 3 and a 2. If we have done this correctly. I'm very worried. Let's see. Okay, so this is not 2 or 4. This is not 1 or 2. That's not 1 or 2. Let's see. This is 1 or 2. Okay, this is 1 or 2. Oh, this is 1 or 2, and it's not 2. So that's a 1, and that's 2, which makes that a 1. Which makes that a 2. Oh, I already have an orange 4, which makes that a 3, and that a 4. I already have a 1 in this level, which makes that a 3. I've got a 2, 3, 4, 5, so that makes that a 1 there. Let's see. In yellow, I have 1, 2, 3, and 5, so that's a 4. And in orange, I have everything but 2? Okay, there was some geometry thing there I was supposed to see much earlier than I did. I don't know what it was. Please tell me in the comments what it was, because I when I sort of got this 1, 2, 3 triple, everything sort of fell apart, and I feel like I was supposed to be able to see that sooner somehow. But obviously I didn't. And we got there eventually, but I think probably the solve path to this was a lot shorter than I made it out to be. Anyway, leave a like, leave a comment if you have one, and tell me how to do this. And please also subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you tomorrow for another adventure in Sudoku Topology.